This is Andi Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm delighted to be joined by Hosea Burton for my first socially distanced interview. People may not think it, but there is a 2 metre gap. We've just set up with a zoom on the camera and what have you. Hosea, first and foremost, how are you doing?
Pretty good.
It's good to hear. Now obviously we've got the lads back in the gym now, obviously Tasha as well. How does it feel like to have training back and be able to come back in?
Oh, it's good. Listen, at least you fill your days with doing something instead of being at home not doing much at all. Really enjoying it at the moment.
How did you find kind of getting back into some type of normality with regards to your training? Was it difficult at first, or was it an easy transition back into it?
Very easy training. Listen, I've done it all my life, haven't I? So a little break. I had a hard fight camp. I trained up for my fight. Everything got shut down on, say, the Tuesday. I was meant to be fighting on that Friday. So I had a hard training camp. I needed a rest. Had a little rest. Start putting a bit of weight on, so I start jogging at home. So when I come back to the gym, I was already more than half fit.
Let's obviously get into that. You was obviously getting ready for the semi-finals of the Golden Contract Tournament until it got pulled because of lockdown. What's your knowledge as to where everything stands with that?
I don't know. I don't have a clue. I wasn't getting ready for it. I was ready. I was only 3 days away. So I'd done all the hard work, got the weight down, was fit and strong, was ready to stop whoever I fought, and yeah, the plug got pulled. So now I don't know what's happening, because there's two foreigners, a Latvian and a German, and there's Liam Conroy. I think the easiest thing would to happen to make the ball rolling would for me and Conroy to fight, because both Brits, and the Latvian and the German to fight, because it'd be easy for them to get to each other without getting 2 weeks quarantine.
I remember you actually saying to me that if it was down to you, your preference would be to face Liam in the final because you get on well with him and he's a nice lad who you'd like to see earn a bit of money out of it. Obviously, because of the current situation, is that kind of the last thing on your mind now? You just want to fight and you just want to get in there?
It's about my career. I want... Liam Conroy cannot beat me. Speak to him, he knows he can't beat me. I don't want to be too big-headed and too outspoken about him, but the thing is, if he got to the final, that means he gets an extra paycheck. If he fights me in the semis, he doesn't get the extra paycheck. That's what I'm thinking. He's got a missus and kid there. He's doing the best he can, and like, I would like to see him do well because I've known him from the amateurs, but in real facts, he can't beat me. So
we're obviously starting to see shows return now behind closed doors. Started off with America. First and foremost, have you caught any of the American shows, Hosea? If so, what's kind of been your thoughts on it?
I've never watched none of them. I've not been watching telly, to be honest, so I don't really know much about it.
Well, with obviously the shows returning behind closed doors, and we're going to see, you know, UK with Matchroom and Frank Warren both kind of Matchroom getting ready to release their dates, and Frank Warren releasing some shows the other day. What are your thoughts on behind closed door shows now?
Good. If the fighters is happy to fight behind closed doors, good. You know, I'm all for it. If they wanted to come to this gym and have a fight, I'd fight whoever. You know, I'd go to their gym and have a fight. It doesn't bother me, crowds or no crowds. As long as you're getting the fights, okay. You're not having the fans there watching you, but it'll be on the telly, so the fans will be watching you at home. So it doesn't bother me.
I know that, like, with the Golden Contract Tournament, contractually, you guys, and you said to me, you weren't allowed to go and fight anybody else whilst the tournament was ongoing. Obviously, we're in different circumstances now. Say if you was to be given the opportunity to have a run out before the semi-finals, would it be something you'd be interested in?
Yes, yeah, I'd do that, but I think we're contracted to the Golden Contract, and that's it.
When do you think it's most likely we could expect to see kind of this tournament start to pick back up?
I don't know, maybe when restrictions on the lockdowns a little bit eased, because they can't give you a date because it's not in their power to, it's in the government's power. So who knows?
So before I do let you go, just a few fights I just wanted to get your thoughts on. Stick with your division. Before lockdown came into place, Yarde-Arthur and Anthony Yarde were scheduled to face each other. What would be your thoughts if that fight does happen post-lockdown?
My thoughts on that fight. Depends what Lyndon turns up. Lyndon can fight, but I think think Lyndon's a bit of a bully fighter. If he gets bullied, he folds. Yarde's not as good as people think he is. Lyndon's got the tools to beat him. It's just if the bullish Lyndon turns up, Lyndon could do him.
Another man who was spoken about was Pitters. He was going to face Sugden for the British light heavyweight title. The title I know you're very keen to fight for once again at some point in your career. What are your thoughts if them two, the clash goes ahead once again post lockdown?
See, that Shakan's a big tall lad. He's as tall as me, if not a bit taller, I'd imagine. I don't know. I probably think Chad would beat him. Chad would give you a hard night's work if you're not good enough to put the manners on him. And
final thing, obviously we had the announcement just over a week ago, your cousin Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua had agreed financial terms to a 2-fight deal in principle for 2021. Hosea, when you heard the news, what was your reaction to it?
Well, I thought great, but they've both got to come through fights first. So that fight is like me and you saying, yeah, we're going to have a fight, but you've got to win your next fight and I've got to win my next fight, so it's not really set. As much as I'd like to say, yeah, brilliant, it's done, but Tyson's got to go and fight Wilder again, who we can't write off. He's the hardest puncher in boxing history. And Joshua's fighting, is it Purewal, isn't it? Yeah. Purewal's good enough to beat anybody in the world, so that's a big question. Can Joshua beat Purewal?
Who do you think's a tougher fight for Tyson, Anthony Joshua or Deontay Wilder in their rematch?
I don't know. See, Tyson's broke Deontay Wilder. If Deontay Wilder and Joshua fought, I'd bet Deontay Wilder to win. So Tyson obviously is the best heavyweight out there, but who would give Tyson the hardest fight? Well, I'd say Wilder, because Wilder's got that punch enough to knock a house down.
Obviously, just with that announcement we heard a couple of days ago, you mentioned there's obviously fights that we've got to kind of get through until we can see the pair hopefully meet. What kind of comfort do you think people can take from the announcement though?
I don't know. I don't think there is any comfort people can take. Like, they've both got to come through fights, and if one of them lose, that fight's not on. So that fight's just as well not to have been announced as it's on.
And then my final thing, just wanted to quickly run by you, was Canelo, some news coming out and some links and rumours coming out that he may face one of Sergey Derevyanchenko, Anthony Doral and Willie Monroe Jr. has recently cropped up as well. What's kind of been your thoughts on those types of names, knowing that obviously Callum, your campmate, was in talks to face him and Billy Joe was close to having a fight announced with him?
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't really know too much about it. I'm a bit disappointed that, look, Callum was meant to be fighting, was talking deals. Billy Joe was meant to be deal done. Look, this is what I'm saying. Billy Joe was meant to be fighting Canelo. It was deal done. It was all pen to paper. It's not happening now. So this could happen with Tyson and Joshua. Listen, they've got to crack on and do the best they can, haven't they? Canelo's the money man of the division, so he pulls the shots.
Hosea, we will leave that there now then, so I can leave you to enjoy the rest of your day. Before you go over, what would you like to say to everyone who tunes in to watch our interview?
Thanks for watching.
Hosea, cheers.